Hello, everyone. I Let's just wait for one more minute. Let everybody join in, and then we can start off. Right. I think we can start off. People can join in. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. I am Ranjana Verma. I am the business manager for Maplytics, and today we are going to go ahead and see what are the new features of Maplytics and how it can impact the decisions, with location intelligence. So without any further ado, let's just dive in. So there are few webinar logistics that I like to clear. First is all lines would be muted throughout. If you guys have any questions or queries, you can just simply type them in the chat box, and at the end of the webinar, I will be answering it for you. Now, before we move ahead with Maplytics as a whole and its live demonstration, I would like to just give you a glimpse of out my company, that is Inogic, right? So Inogic is an ISV solution provider. We are in the industry for over 1.5 decades, that is 15 plus years now. And all the tools that you're able to see here are are made for some or the other reasons that equip you with your CRM's day-to-day work, right? So we have file and storage management, we have visualizations, and this kit keeps on getting updated day by day or month by month, wherein we have recently introduced our Omni channel, wherein you can integrate your WhatsApp, text SMS, or website with the Dynamics, right? Similarly, we have a latest addition that is dedupe, that is nothing but it removes or merges all your duplicate data so that the data sanity is taken care of, right? So here are some of the uh, apps that we have in our kit. Apart from these apps, we also are into offshore development. So in case if you want to customize your CRM or need certain modification, we do have a team for that and we can help you out, right? So for any of these tools or any of our services, you can simply reach out to us at crm@inogic and we'll be happy to assist you with the same, right? Now, moving forward with that, let me just give you a clear glimpse of today's agenda. So first, we'll just understand what is Maplytics all about, how it has grown over the years, what is the market scope, why location intelligence is so important, and then the features that we have recently introduced in our release, and followed by a live demonstration of the two, right? And lastly, the Q&A part. So here, as you can see, Maplytics growth over the years. As you are able to see, we started off in 2011, right, as a very simple tool just to locate some of the features or some of the records in CRM. But over the period of time, we have constantly upgraded ourselves based on the new industry trends. And today we have anything and everything that is related to plotting, that is related to visualization, routing, management, everything. So be it territory management, be it SRE integration, right? Maplytics on various portals, that is, Power Pages, or let's say, any of the integrations. There's also Azure Map that we have currently. If you guys work around Canvas app, we also have that, right? So it's been in the industry and it is the only tool that is Microsoft certified in terms of mapping domain, right? So we are constantly upgrading ourselves. Maybe we have another webinar after 2 to 3 months with new features of the same, right? Having that said, it is very important for us to understand the scope of the market scope of location intelligence, right? So earlier it was a notion, a preconceived notion that in terms of industries, it is more majorly used by logistic industries or very, sales driven industry. But over the period of time, when over the period of time, due to analysis, people found out that it is not only for logistic industry or people who have salesperson on the ground, but it is also for any other industry, be it healthcare, be it manufacturing, be it even technology. Location intelligence is very important because with that, you know where exactly your customers are and you can, reach to them accordingly. Same goes with the functions as well. It was a preconceived notion that only sales people or marketing people would majorly use these tools to understand the locations of the client, but then the R&D department, the operations, even the finances are, using location intelligence tool for their own analysis and better decision making. With that, here are some of the few matrix that we have that has, proven to be productive when it comes to installing Maplytics in your CRM, right? So first is the mileage cost has reduced to a greater extent because I don't have to go back and forth on the ground. What I can do is I can just open up a map and I can add all the clients that I'm going to visit, and it is going to go ahead and give me an optimized route, right? So on the ground, I don't have to go back and forth with my car. Same goes with planning this part, right? So if I'm a manager, or let's say if I'm a simple salesperson and I'm going to plan for the rest of the week or rest of the month, it becomes very difficult for me to do it day by day, every day. And just by, Excel sheets or just by read only data, when I have things on the map, when I am able to see it much more clearly, I am able to, make my schedule easily, and this saves me around 1 to 2 hour a day, right? So that is something that is very valuable to the clients. And lastly, the territory management. Again, territory is something that, a lot of people have, and they have their own geographies, and they want to visualize it in 2D just to understand where exactly they are located and how they are managed, right? To modify, to upgrade, to have a hierarchical territory in visualization, that becomes very difficult when it comes to only read only grid. So hence this productivity is very important, right? So with that, let me just show you. These are the key features that I'm going to showcase today, right? The first one and the foremost one being Maplytics Copilot. That is nothing but AI powered search, right? So you can search your records, whatever you were able to do with Maplytics, you will be now able to do with the AI. Another very cool feature that we have. Now, second was Azure Map Integration. A lot of our users were actually asking for this, and the prospect as well, that industry is moving towards Azure Maps. So what about it? So I will show you some glimpse about Azure Map over here, and then Maplytics on Canvas app, Maplytics on Power Pages, auto scheduling, territory management. These are some of the features that I'm going to showcase, right? So without any further ado, what I'll do is I'll just share my screen of the CRM and we can start, right? So this particular view is no different to every one of us on this call. I am in the CRM instance, right? Here is all my entities, and here is the respective view against those entities. That is nothing but your filters, right? And based on those filters, you are able to see your data over here. And this is Maplytics. This is where you find Maplytics, right? Now, as soon as I click on this Maplytics button, a clean slate map would appear, right? And again, one more note, that is Maplytics can be integrated with all your model driven apps. So be it Sales Hub, be it Field Service, be it Marketing module, it works with all your modules seamlessly. Okay. So yeah, having that said, now this is called the plot card, wherein you can plot your data. You decide, this is the data source section. You decide what you want to plot on the map. Let's say I'm selecting account, but here you can select any of your entities. It could be custom entity, it could be out of box entity, depending on your requirement. And same goes with the views also. You have your personal views, you have your system views. You can simply plot them like this, right? So here you see all the data that you were able to see in the form of read-only columns in the first window. Here they are all present in based on their respective locations. And now if I hover over any of these, I am able to see certain information at a glance. Similarly, if I want to dig deeper into this account, I can just simply click on it and I'll have much more details about it, right? So territory, you can have your related records also, primary contact person, something like that, right? And this data or the hover data, it is all completely configurable. Yeah. So you can configure what you want to see. And if you see these little icons over here, these are nothing but quick action button, right? So the idea behind this is basically that everything and anything that you want to do should be done via this map itself. You don't have to open up the record altogether, right? So in the similar lines, let's say I, call up this person and he mentions that I want to have another meeting with you maybe after 14 days, right? So what I can do is I can just simply click on this appointment button over here and it will open up a quick action form for me. This is nothing but your appointment form. So here all you have to do is set the date, set the time, right? And just have a subject over here. The regarding would be preset. All you have to do is just click on save, right? And the appointment would be created in your CRM, as well as, yeah, sorry. Yeah, as well as it if you it is synced with your Outlook, you will be able to see it there as well, right? So here you have multiple options. We have emails also, we have phone calls, a lot of other activity actions are present over here. Now, right? Now coming to the plot record part. So here there are a couple of searches to make your life easier when it comes to filtering the records, right? So the first one that I'm using is by radius or by location. So right now I'm in India, but let's say if I'm on a ground or if I'm in US, all I have to do is just click on locate me and it is going to take my current location. But since I am not here, what I'll do is, let's say this is the place that I'm going to visit tomorrow. All I have to do is set it as my current location. And then here I can type in a radius, right? You can type in two radii also, right? At a time. So right now I'm just typing 2 miles. I want to see 2 miles account that are present within my proximity, right? So as soon as I click on search, what this is going to do is this has plotted a 2 mile radius for me, and all the accounts that are present within this region, I am only able to see those, right? So this is how you can filter the record by radius as well, right? Now, on the similar lines, if you want to plot two different data sets, right? You want to see accounts and leads together, you can go ahead and do that right from here itself, right? And let's say, instead of another entity that is present in your CRM, you have a Excel file and you want to visualize that Excel file on the map. Yeah. So how do we do that? So for that, we have given you a provision wherein you can scroll all the way down and there is this option of external files. So you select the respective option. Like I have this file over here that says leads. So I'm uploading this, and here it is going to ask me to map certain fields, right? So I'm just mapping a couple of things. If you want something in the tooltip or hover data, you can map your columns also. And since we are working around location intelligence, marking latitude and longitude becomes very important for us, right? So here I have done it. Let me just click on search, and this is going to go ahead and plot the leads for me. Okay. Yeah. So here are few of the leads. There's very less lead, but yeah, I think only 3 of them are present within my proximity, right? So this is nothing but your external lead, right? This 3 leads that you can see in the data grid also. Okay. Now, if you want to perform certain actions, let's say, these 3 leads are something that you want in your CRM also. So what you can do is you can simply click on create new record. And in the backend, you can select the type of entity that it is, because these are leads. So I'm selecting leads and I hit the create button. So what would happen is these 3 records would be created in my CRM as well, with all the data that is present inside it as a proper lead, as a proper data, right? Along with their location. So this is how in our latest advancement, you are not only able to visualize your CRM data, but you are also able to visualize the external file, right? Yeah. So this was the first type of search that we saw. Now the second type of search is nothing but, let me cross this up. Yeah. So the second type of search is nothing but a region type search, right? Region is wherein you can put in any part of your address and it is going to plot it for you. But for this, instead of using a plot card and clicking all those things and just typing in, what I'll do is I'll use our very famous Map Copilot. Okay. So here, let me type something and let the Copilot do its work. So find accounts in Staten Island, right? So as soon as I click on it, it is going to plot the entire boundary of Staten Island, and all the records that are present within that particular region will be visible for me to use. Okay, so here it is. It is going to take a few seconds because it is, moving through all the CRM data, but yeah. So all the accounts that are present in my Staten Island area, all of them is visible over here, right? Now these are so many. Let's say I want to categorize this data based on any field that is present in my form. So what I can do is I can further write that categorize accounts by industry, right? And just hit the search. So now, based on industry, each one of these would be categorized and there would be a separate pushpin for each of the industry, depending on their, respective industry. So like here, you are able to see the legend wherein there is accounting, banking, broking, all the firms, all the accounts, whichever, industry they belong to, you are able to see them all right on the map here itself. And now this acts as a filter for you. So you can, check and uncheck, and accordingly, the map is going to behave for you. So if you are a marketing person, you want to target only accounts, you can go ahead and do that, right? Now, the third type of search that we have is basically drawing search. Okay. So by drawing, wherein I can draw anything on the piece of land. Let's say I want to visualize the southern part of the Staten Island, all I have to do is just draw in the southern region and hit the search button, right? So it is going to only plot the southern part for me like this, right? So here you see only the southern region is taken care of. So this is how you can, visualize your data, and you can filter the data based on these three options, that is by location, by radius, by region, by drawing, right? And the visualization isn't complete if I don't show you the dashboards, right? So these dashboards are nothing but very dynamics dashboard. For example, the first one that I've created as a sales manager is basically I want to see the appointments of my entire team in one particular dashboard. So here I am able to see all the appointments that my team has for today, right? And who is handling them. So William, Sam, every user is visible over here. Similarly, here I can see entire territory, that is my entire territory in the form of heat map. So with this, I know that the concentration of accounts here is more and the concentration of accounts here is less. And accordingly, I can ask my team, or I can take decisions in terms of increasing the sales, increasing the accounts, or increasing the service centers in these regions, right? Similarly, if you guys work around cases, you can see how many cases are open in your territories, right? So here there is one that says, in my territory, there are these many cases that are open and who is handling them. So Joe, William, right? And these are bifurcated based on the postal codes. So again, I am able to see much more detail about them. And this is just the beginning. You can create your own dashboards with your own advanced find options with your own fetch XMLs. Okay, so there's no limit to it, right? So this was all about visualization as a whole, how to visualize, categorize, or filter your data based on your requirements, right? Now the next steps comes in wherein after you visualize the data, you need to perform certain actions, right? Like creating routing or emailing them or anything like that, right? So the next phase that we are working on or that we are going towards is basically routing, right? So here I am going to continue with this particular search, that is the drawing search. And in this, instead of taking all the industry, let's say I am going to visit only banking industry today, right? So here is the banking industry. Now I cannot cover all the regions. So what I'll do is I'll use my lasso tool and I'll select few of the accounts that I'm willing to travel to. So let's say these five, right? Here it has binded to my data grid. And with mass action, I can perform certain actions on them, right? So here are some of the actions. The first one is adding to the route. So I'm going to go ahead, add it to the route right over here and click on go, right? So here you see a route has been created for me like this. And the first address is actually very far-fetched, right? This is nothing but my home address, or it could be your office address. So this is the place where I start from, and this is hard coded. Okay, so you have the option, you can have one address, the start and the end address to be hard coded as that your office and home address, so that every time you create a route, those are taken by default. Now this route is created is very much optimized, and this is optimized based on shortest distance. Okay, if your salesperson want to add anything new, that is avoiding highways, avoiding toll roads, you can just simply tick on it and the tool is going to modify itself, right? Now if I scroll down, I am able to see driving directions, the total time, that is the ETA, and the distance that I'm going to cover, right? And then there is navigation also. The navigation part, I am going to take you during my mobile section because that is where it is majorly used, right? So if everything looks good in terms of route planning, what I can do is I can just go ahead and save this for me, right? So I can name it however I please, like, 10th July route, right? Date of commencement, again, I'm selecting 10th July. Now, if I hit the save button, it would be created for me. But let's say I am a manager and I'm creating it for Sam. I can just simply select the owner, right? And here, this little button that you see, create activity, is nothing but a very magical button, right? So if when I click on this, what would happen is a lot of our users usually used to create the route, and then in the backend, they used to go ahead and create activities for each of them. That was a pretty tedious task, right? So we have eliminated that. What we can do is we can just simply create appointments on the go. So you select the activity type. Right now, I'm selecting appointments. You can name it. So visits 10, right? July. Here, date of commencement again tomorrow. And I start my day in the morning. So I'm selecting the time as 9 a.m. And I'm on the field till evening, that is, let's say 5 p.m. Right? Now, duration of each appointment, I'm keeping it as 30 minutes. You can keep it as 45 or 60 minutes, depending on your use cases. And buffer time. Buffer time is nothing but your safety net, right? So as soon as I click on save, let me show you what it has created. Okay. So here you see this is the preview, and this has created a very beautiful schedule for me. So you remember I start my day at 9. So it has given me the window of 45 minutes to travel from point A to B and then scheduled the first appointment of 30 minutes, right? So here 37 minutes plus 5 minutes of buffer time. So it rounds off to the nearest 15 and 30. Again, here is the 15 minutes window for me to travel from B to C, from C to D, and so on and so forth. So what this is doing is this is aligning the activities or your appointments based on your route, right? So if everything looks good, I can just simply click on save, and in the backend, my route as well as my appointments, both of them would be created, right? Now, as you are able to see, what I've done is I've created a route, but this route was only for Sam, that is one person, and it was only for one day, that is tomorrow, 10th, right? But we don't want that. Let's say I am a scheduler and or I am a manager and I want to create routes for my multiple users. I have 5 users that are using under me. So I want that all the 5 users, I want to create a route for them and for the next 5 days, right? So multiple days, multiple people. I cannot keep on going, doing one by one for each of them. So for that, let me refresh the map and show you another cool feature that we have is auto scheduling. Okay. And this time for auto scheduling, instead of using the normal accounts, this time I'm going to use work orders. Okay. So let me just use the Copilot instead of, doing all the clicks. Let me just simply write find work orders. Right. So work orders are nothing but, kind of entity that is used in field service. And these work orders have their own characteristics, and it is a bit different from the accounts and other entities that we have, right? So work orders are nothing but your doing or your operation that you have to do when you go on the ground, right? So I'll just close this Copilot. These are few of the work orders that are present in my territory. I want them to complete these work orders in the next 5 days. What I'll do is I'll use the mass action over here, scroll all the way down, and there would be auto scheduling, right? I click on confirm, and here you see the scheduling card has opened up. Now, if you guys are, working on Sales Hub as a normal, normally what happens is salespeople already have certain meetings that is predefined in their systems. So in that case, you can just toggle this on, and we will consider your current meeting, and we will book the rest of the meetings around it so that it is less travel time and more of your meetings are equipped and your existing meetings are also taken care of, right? Now, with that, I am scheduling it for 14th, that is next coming week. And because we are working on work orders, here usually there are resources instead of users. So I'm selecting resources now. I'm selecting 2 of them, so Kyle and Sam, right? And I want them to complete it in the next 5 days, that is the complete week. The duration of each of the work orders, their start time, end time, their break duration, break time, buffer time, everything and anything a scheduler needs, everything is present on the schedule board over here. If in fact the working days as well, right? Now, advanced preference here, you can also limit your meetings for the day. Let's say your salespeople can do only 5 meetings a day, that is more than enough or that is more productive in that way. So you can have a threshold also. Okay. Now here there are meeting details. Meeting details, nothing but the work orders that we have plotted. So you see each of the work orders have their own duration. There is 120 minutes, 180 minutes. These are not like appointments. These are majorly the work that the person has to do on the ground, right? So it can take up to 40 minutes also. So in this case, this duration would be overridden from this, duration. So we will honor only the work order duration because this one is the important one, right? So everything looks good. I'll just cross this up and click on proceed, right? So with this, what will happen is this is actually going to go ahead and create route for both of my users for next 5 days. While this is doing, let me show you work orders also. So work orders have certain characteristics with them, right? So like this work order needs AC repair, fridge repair, cooler, and so on and so forth. Similarly, the resources that we have also have their own respective skill sets, like AC repair, coolers, like, Kyle is equipped with AC repairs, coolers, fridge, and so on, right? So this work order should only be assigned to Kyle and nobody else. Yeah. So here the same thing is done in auto scheduling, wherein we match the characteristic of your work orders with the respective resources, right? So here, let me give you a week's view for Kyle. So this is how Kyle's week looks like. So he is handling 3 work orders on Monday, 3 work orders on Tuesday, and yeah, and based on his skill, he has only 6 work orders under him. Similarly, for Sam, here there are 4 work orders under him depending on his skill set, right? So here both of them have created the bookings as well as the route has been created. When I click on create, here it is going to go ahead and create the bookings for me as well as the route for me, right? And since we are working around work orders, right? So here instead of appointments, the bookings would be created. That is nothing but bookable resource booking, right? So this is the bookable resource booking. You can name it, the start date, end date, everything is pre-taken. Here is the booking status. So you can turn it to scheduled because these are all scheduled. You might want to bifurcate between scheduled and unscheduled. So this is how you do it. And this here is the create route option. So with this, bookings will also be created as well as the routes would be created. And if in field service, there's usually a scheduling board, these bookings would be visualized there as well. Okay, so it integrates with your CRM. So anything that you do is again reflected in your CRM as well, right? So far, what we have seen is I created a route for myself, right? Now, the second part is I go on the ground and I navigate, right? How do I do that? So for that, let me just stop sharing and start sharing my mobile phone for you to see how navigation happens on the ground, right? So let me just share my screen. Here it is. And this is again, the tool is available with Microsoft itself because it interacts with your CRM. It is integrated with your CRM. So you can use the Power Apps that is already present, or you can use the Dynamic Sales app. Now here, what I have opened is basically the Canvas app. Remember in the start, I mentioned that we also integrate with Canvas app. Canvas app is nothing but a very light version that you create for yourself, only with some of the details, some of the entities, some of the records, only for simple use. So here you see in the plot section, the same thing that we were doing in the detail map, you are able to see the same here. So there is proximity, there is region, there is drawing. So everything is just the same. You can route also. If you want to see the list of your, POI as well, if you want to see the list of your records, you can see the list of the records as well. So anything and everything in terms of Canvas app, everything is present over here. Whatever we were able to do in the detail map, right? Now let me close this up and go to the model driven app of Maplytics and show you how the routing is done in actual real time, right? So again, you can use it in your sales hub, you can use it in your field service. As soon as I open up, now this is something that is another dashboard, that is a sales rep dashboard. Okay. And here I am able to see my today's appointment and the route that I have for today, right? So as soon as I click on this 3 dots, I am able to see options. With this, I'll just select plot route, and exact same route that I created on the device or on our desktop will be visible over here. So you see, here is my entire route and all the waypoints are mentioned. If I scroll down, there would be directions also, right? So here is the driving direction. And remember, spoke about the navigation. So here is the navigate button, right? When I click on this navigate, it is going to give me the short links. So the first one is show complete route. As soon as I click on this, it is going to take me to the default map that I have in my system. If I'm using an Android phone, it is going to take me to Google Maps. If I'm using an iPhone, it is going to take me to Apple Maps. We also support Waze Map. So here there is exactly the same route, and I can use my CarPlay and I can start navigating around it, right? Now, let me go back to the CRM. Let's say I am at the end of my journey, right? And I still have ample of time. So what I can do is I can increase my visit. So for this, I'm choosing the second options, that is the options button over here. And we have a feature that says along the route. Okay. When I tick this, I am able to see a radius of 0.5 kilometers. Now, if you guys work around miles, we can change it to miles also, right? Here I select the data source. So it's not necessary you're visiting accounts, so you will only visit accounts. So you can select, leads, opportunities, anything. For now, I'm selecting account as the entity and the respective view against it, right? So state and island is the view. I click on go. And now what you will be able to see is instead of the radius concentric circle, you will be able to see only the push pins that are present within my reach of the route. Okay, so this is it has traced my entire route, and it has given me all the accounts that are within the reach of, let's say, 0.5 kilometers, right? So if I zoom in, I can select any one of the record, let's say this one, right? And I can add it to my route. Okay. And this is the way I can increase my visit. So you see one additional account has been added over here, right? So I can just go ahead, add it to the route, and I can increase my route, right? On the similar note, right? Let's say uh, I'm out of gas, or I need to search for restaurants or any point of interest for that matter. So what I can do is I can also search for the nearest point of contact. And for that, I am not using the plot record and clicking and all those things. I'm using my Maplytics Copilot that is very much compatible on phone also. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just click on the Maplytics Copilot, type in nearest, find nearest gas station. So in Staten Island, okay, or in Great Kills. So here you can simply write near me and it is going to take your current location and find you the gas station. But because I am in India, I am just writing the location's name. Okay. So here you see there are a couple of gas stations that I'm able to see. I can simply locate one of them, and if I want on the way, I can just add it to my route and I can start navigating, right? So I can just simply add it to my route. So it becomes for me easy. While traveling, I can just visit and fill up my gas and then continue with my journey, right? So this is how you do it. Once everything is set and done, you have ended your day. What you can do is you can save this, and this time the saving will not create a new route. Instead, it will get added to the existing one. Okay. So here you see add to existing, the existing route would be updated. And this is the way you know that instead of 5 visit, you have done 6 or 7, right? You have increased your visit. So it will override your routing. So this was all about, phone, how it works, right? How do you navigate on the phone? How do you use your map? Now, let me just stop sharing from here and let me go ahead and move to the next chapter, that is territory management, right? So here, what we have done so far is routing, plotting, visualizing, all of those things, right? Now let me take you to the next feature, that is territory management. So companies have huge territories and they have to manage those. And it becomes very easy when it comes to Maplytics when you have a visual component to it, right? So now what I'm doing is here is your territory management. To visualize the territories, first we need to create them, right? So to create the territories, there are a couple of options. The first is by file, by proximity, by region, by drawing. So these are pretty common ones, right? Here we also have ArcGIS. So if you guys work around ArcGIS, you can link your account to Maplytics and it is going to go ahead and show you all the layers that are present in it, right? So I am selecting by file for now. I have a zip file that has postal codes of New York. So let me select that and let me plot it, right? So it is going to ask me to confirm. And as soon as I click on confirm, here is the entire, area plotted. Now, what I can do is I can go ahead, select one by one like this, or I can select in the mass region, I can just simply select each of them. Sorry. Yeah. So I can select mass of them like this and create a territory around it, right? So this is the entire region. I can simply right click on it and click on territory. So here you can name it like I am naming it as test 3 for now, right? The geography type, these are zip codes. So hence I'm selecting zip codes. And remember, I spoke about hierarchical territory, right? So usually in a company, there is a territory manager, then there is area managers, then there are sales rep, right? And each of these figures handle different part of the geographies, right? So let's say I am a sales rep. I'm creating it for a sales rep because these are only zip codes or postal codes. Now I want this to be a part of New York as a whole, right? As a parent territory. So I can just select this parent territory. I can select the managers. So here is the list of managers. I can select any one of them who is going to be responsible for it. And I can just click on proceed if I want to create the territories. If not, you can save it as a draft and later on use it, right? So for now, I'm just selecting proceed, right? So with parent territory, what would happen is anytime I plot New York, by default, the test 3 will also be plotted because it is its child, right? So yeah, that is the logic behind it. Now you see the territory is very easily created. I've created my territory. Now, if I click on confirm, all the records that are present within this region will automatically get assigned to the territory. So if you want that to happen, you can simply click on confirm. All the accounts, all the leads, all the opportunities that are present in this particular piece of land will be assigned to this territory. But if not, if you have a very complex assignment rule, wherein let's say revenue above 10,000 should be assigned to this manager, right? Revenue are below 10,000 should be assigned to this manager, this territory. If there is a very specific criteria against it, so you can simply click on cancel, and in the backend you can define those criterias also. Okay. And accordingly, your territory will be assigned, your records will be assigned to the respective territories. Now, once the territory is created, how to visualize them? So here the three options that we saw, the fourth one was basically territory, my territory. Okay. So here is the list of all the territories that I've created for myself. I can simply select a few of them. So I'm selecting a few that I have created for this. So selecting the three territories and also selecting the respective view around it. So now what it is going to do is this is going to plot all the three territories for me along with their respective records. Now I see there is, this piece of land is pretty big compared to the records that it holds. And I have added two more new territory agents to this, right? So I might want to realign this entire thing. Right. So to realign, what I'll do is I'll go on the territory list over here. There is the option of realigning. So I'll realign the territory like this. Now, instead of 3, I want 5 territories. Okay, because I have added 2 new people. And the alignment criteria, I don't want to be count, right? I don't want to distribute this based on count. Rather, I want to distribute it based on annual revenue, right? Any other numerical factor other than the count, right? So annual revenue, and I click on proceed. So what this is, so you see this entire territory is now bifurcated in 5 different territories over here, and the revenue that you see is pretty much same, right? It is very close to each other. So the tool has done its best to bifurcate each of these records to the respective territory and maintain the annual revenue as even as possible for each of them. So you see the green region holds only one postal code, but still it has a revenue of somewhere around 1 million, right? Whereas this particular piece of land can be big, can have more numbers, but it is not, close to this one. So with this, I am able to evenly distribute my territory. Now, still, if I want certain changes, let's say this particular piece of land is too big, right? So I want it to be shared between the territory 1, territory 4, and territory 3. So what I can do is I can right click on it and I have the option of move to and copy to. Move to is completely moving the territory from 3 to 4. Okay. So if you want to do that, you can move entire region from one to another. But let's say if you want to create a shared territory, that is both of them, that is territory 3 and territory 4, both of them are responsible for this land. I can use the copy to option and I can copy it for both of them, right? So this is how you can move the entire territory. You can modify your territory, you can realign your territory, or you can create shared territories using the territory management option. Now, due to time constraint, these are the few features that I have explained in terms of territory management. But again, if you have much more questions around territory, we can get on a one-to-one call and I can explain it based on your particular use case, right? So with that, this is how you create your territory, you modify your territory, you create your hierarchical territories or shared territories, right? And you assign the managers. So you can, all you have to do is just name them, assign the manager, and click on save button, and it is going to go ahead and save it for you or create it for you, right? So yeah, this is how it is done. Now, so far, there's one last feature that I want to show you, and again, it is very cool one. So far what we have seen is basically all the records that are within my CRM. I am able to visualize it on the map, and as an internal CRM user, I am able to access it. But what if I have certain data that is under my dataverse, and I want an external user, basically my client, to access my internal data? So how do I do that? So for that, we have Maplytics Power Pages Control. Okay. So here, let's say I am a service provider for vehicles, automotive service provider. And my job is, if you are stuck somewhere, you can simply put in your location and you can find the nearest service station, right? And the data that I'm pulling is nothing that but the data that is already present in my CRM. Okay. So for that, here is the option of filtering. So here I can type in my current location. I can just simply take my current location rather. But since I'm in India, I'll just type in Richmond over here like this and click on search, right? So when I search it, it is going to show me all the nearest possible service stations or nearest possible data. Now this is filtered based on the distance, right? So nearest to the furthest. Let's say this one is the one that I'm going to visit. This is the closest one. So I can just simply click on it. If I want to see much more detail about this area of this particular service center, I can see that the charges they take, their phone number, so I can just call them up. Are you guys open? If they are open, I can simply go ahead and click on get directions, and it is going to give me direction from my current location to this particular service station right from here, right? And I can go ahead and navigate also. Yeah. So this is as simple as it is, wherein your external user that is not a part of your CRM, that is not a part of your company, can access your data was data using the Power Pages control, right? So this was all about Maplytics that we have all together. Now let's just go back to the PPT over here. Sorry, I stopped sharing. Yeah. So these are the features. Let me just, yeah. So these are the features that we visited. That is AI powered Copilot. How easy it is. Instead of all the clicks, I can just simply type in type in what I want to see on the map, right? Then Azure Map Integration. So we saw it on the Canvas app how Azure is, uh, integrated with Maplytics. How to plot an external data file on the map, how Maplytics is integrated with your small Canvas app also, right? Power pages wherein an external user can access your data. Then auto scheduling wherein you schedule your routes for multiple days for multiple people together. And then the territory management. right? So this was all about it. Now there is a small poll that I'm going to launch, and it has all the features that I have showcased today. So it would be great if you guys can vote in for your favorite feature, and this will really help me to, or my team, to just to understand which of these features really excited you, and we can, work more towards it, right? So I think we have launched the poll. Guys, just vote in, right? Vote your favorite feature that we showcased today. And yeah, I'll just give 1 minute to it, and then we can go for the Q&A session. Okay. I believe everyone has voted for their favorite feature. If not, please guys go ahead and vote it so that we can proceed with the next one. Uh, Basically Q&A. Okay. So let's just go for the Q&A session. I'll just close the poll and we can start off with the Q&A. Let me stop sharing and see the chat window if there's any question and answer that is present. Okay. So there are a couple of questions that we have, and the team has actually answered few of them. So where to activate the Copilot? Copilot is in the release phase, like I said. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks it would be ready for you to use, and we will be licensing it, so don't worry about it. uh, okay. Yes, all the features are available in Power Apps. Yes, features in terms of searching, in terms of routing is definitely available. But if you have something very specific in mind, you can just simply type in and I can say, yes or not. But majorly, all of the features are definitely available over here, right? I'll just give 1 more minute. If you guys have any questions, you can just simply type in over here and we can answer. Is it advisable for the outside sales representative using Maplytics to plan their route stop and then navigate to the mobile? Yes, usually, usually all our use cases or all our users are using the, desktop version and then routing it on the mobile. But let's say you want to create your route on the go on the mobile, it is very much compatible. You can select your data, you can select which region you want to visit to, which all things, add to route and go ahead with it, right? So you can create your route on the phone also, on your tablets also, whichever way is possible for you. Right. There's one more question that says, what version of Maplytics includes the functionality of plot records? Again, it is in the current version, right? If you guys don't have it, just let us know and we will share the updated solution with you. And again, if you wait for 2 to 3 weeks now, it will be on the app stores also. So then you can, directly install it from there, right? So these were all the questions I believe I was able to answer, right? But if you have more questions, you can simply type it here or send an email to us, that is crm@inogic.com, and I'll be happy to answer those. If you have any specific use case, we can connect one to one and I can help you out with the same. So here are few of our testimonials that you are able to see success stories. Re-employability is one of our oldest clients, half a decade now, and there are few kind words that she has mentioned over here. Similarly, we are partnered all over the globe with the CRM partners, P2 Automation being one of them. Then we have Orbis, Hitachi. These are our partners in CRM world, right? And they are very much equipped with Maplytics and they showcase it to all their clients with mapping needs, right? Now there are some quick questions that I would like to answer. Some of them I have already shown in the webinar. So the first one is Bing Map licenses. So Bing Map licenses is also a part of our own license. You don't have to procure it separately. There's a part of our solution, right? Overlapping territories. Yes, you can create your overlapping territories. In fact, you can create shared territories. You can move them. So yes, that is very much possible. Some part of it is I have already shown you. How does mobile looks like, sorry, Maplytics looks like in mobile? So again, I have given a complete overview of how that looks like. Can we plot multiple entities together? Yes, you can plot multiple entities together. In fact, you can plot your external data also right now, right? So you can do that. Having that said, Maplytics is available on Dynamics 365 CRM, Power Apps, right? And for both the deployment, that is online as well as on-premise. With this, the next steps would be that Maplytics is available on App Source. If you want to try it, you can just simply go to the App Source, install the solution, configure it, and at any point of time, if you need any assistance, you can just simply mail us. We'll be happy to get on a call and assist you with the entire thing. Okay. So right from the setup to the configuration based on your use case to the personalized demonstration to your team, everything will be taken care of. You just have to reach out to us at crm@inogic, right? Now, with that, we have came to an end to this webinar. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining in and staying for this long. I hope it was very valuable for you guys. It was pleasure presenting you. Until then, have a great day ahead. Let me know if you need anything. You can just mail us. And thank you so much for joining, guys. Take care.